So homeless outreach groups report growing homelessness across the country. A significant surge since you tightened emergency housing eligibility in last year. So in Auckland alone, the Council's Community Committee reports a 90% increase since you made it harder for people to qualify for emergency housing. Can you just give us a straight answer? Do you accept that is one of several factors your government's emergency housing eligibility changes have contributed to an increase in homelessness and rough sleeping?
I don't accept that, and it's not what the...
That is so disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
Jack was so gentle there.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it's all your fault, Chris. Look, don't panic. We're not saying it's all you, but like one of several factors contributing to it. Nope. Absolutely not. Absolutely no chance. Like, it's just so disingenuous.
And this is the thing, right? Like, anyone can see that it's disingenuous, so why do it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you actually just end up in a worse position than if you'd owned up. I've always advised politicians that when you've stuffed up, own up, because you look better than trying this, and everyone's looking at you.
But not even stuffed up necessarily. I mean, I agree, stuffed up, but he could have gone, it is a contributing factor, but these are the reasons why at the moment we're heading into a better direction. Like, he could actually explain, yes, there are several things contributing, and this does have some minor impact, but the reason that's okay today is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, I think he'd be bullshitting if he did do that, but just to go, nope, nothing to do with us. There's 7 contributing factors, and we are definitely not one of them. Yes, we are making it harder to get into emergency housing, but that's got nothing to do with more rough sleeping. So anyway, we'll give Jack some more.
Contributed to an increase in homelessness and rough sleeping.
I don't accept that, and it's not what the official analysis shows either, which is the Homelessness Insights report we released actually says it's not possible to draw conclusions around that increase based on policy.
So slimy and weaselly. So it's not possible to draw conclusions, which means it could be you.
Yeah. When the officials write to the minister and they say, look, we can't be absolutely sure, Minister, that what you're doing is stuffing everything up. That doesn't mean they're saying, nah, you're right, you haven't done anything wrong. They're saying, yeah, you won't even think about this, but we can't say it explicitly because, you know, it'll embarrass the government if it comes out.
Yeah, it's a nice way to cover yourself. The officials won't criticise us because they know it'll embarrass us, even though it's kind of us. We just can't say that.
Changes now accept there's a range of views out there. I've talked to the City Missioner in Auckland who has a different view, and I, have a huge amount of respect for her and other people working in this space. So I'm just saying that's what the official advice says. Now, we've got a problem when it comes to rough sleeping, and I've spent much of the last couple of weeks talking to the City Mission in Auckland and other providers in Auckland and other parts of the country, as in Hamilton on Friday, meeting with the Wise Group, for example, the People's Project, who do a fantastic job in Hamilton. And we've asked for some urgent advice about what we can do, but it's worth remembering that this is a long-running problem for New Zealand. So homelessness, people in severe housing deprivation, went up from 2018 to 2023. It's potentially ticked up a little bit more in the last couple of years, I think, reflecting again the broader economic environment.
Careful, Bish. You nearly admitted something there. Careful, son. Careful.
It's a long-running issue for New Zealand, and it's something that I want to tackle as housing minister, because no one wants to live in a New Zealand in which people sleep on the street or sleep in cars or sleep under park benches. It's not the New Zealand that we want to live in.
So you're right.
Yeah. So that's the response on homelessness. Nothing to do with us. Literally nothing to do. Not even one of several. Literally nothing. We have no contributing factor to homelessness or rough sleeping. Why is it going up so much under you guys, Ed?
Yeah.
International pressures. That seems to be the answer for everything else at the moment.
And now he is actually. There was another article somewhere saying that they are actually looking at whether they've made it too hard to get into emergency housing. So they do know. Of course, they've made it too hard to get into emergency housing. But he says, I think later in that piece, well, we're spending $500 million a year on emergency housing, so it can't be that there's not enough emergency housing. That it's a bit like that principle saying NCA has been around for 20 years, so time for a change. That these are non-sequiturs, like $500 million is not necessarily enough emergency housing. It's a lot of money, but it's only 0.1% of GDP. Is that enough money to spend on emergency housing? Sounds like it's not, because there's homeless people everywhere. Yeah, again, it's that thing of saying, "Oh, well, there's only so much money in the pot for it, so it's fine."
And there was a comment that just flew past. I'll see if I can find it. If I can't find it, here we go. Ian makes a very good point. Rough sleeping is a euphemism. Here in Dunedin, the last few nights have had very heavy frosts. I dropped one of my kids to school, maybe not this week, maybe last week, and it was 0.5 degrees as we were driving through the streets of Dunedin. So yeah, not just rough sleeping. Rough sleeping would be nice compared to sleeping outside or in a makeshift tent at 0 degrees.